It is quite a pleasant afternoon. It's after 3 sometime, and Kathy is at work till sometime tonight, till she gets home. Yesterday I decided to make a start on moving some of the dirt on the driveway. Just two reasons: one, to have things a bit tidier, and also there are some parts of it that are not really suitable for a digger because of the close proximity, or because there are cables underneath and things like that. So yesterday afternoon I planned to start on the northern side, if you like, of the driveway, but then ended up doing the southern side. So I have gone all down this side and shoveled up all of the stuff that was actually on the drive, and dug out various bits of pipe and also various bits of rubbish that were obviously deposited up the top there by those before us that have ended up down here. When I say bits of rubbish, there's bits of fibre lights and terracotta pots and tiles and all sorts of stuff. So I've picked those out as I've gone, because ideally we don't want those going with the soil. And then this afternoon I thought, well, I do have an hour or two, and so it would be good to just come down and do another couple of hours and just pick away at this, rather than trying to work at this kind of thing for a whole day. It's reasonably physical, as you will no doubt know. So the bits that I need to deal with that the digger can't really do are areas like this where there's pipe and that and not much room to move. And then further down here, you can see where I'm just dumping it down by the road. Further down here, I'm aware that the fibre optic cables are down there, and they were tucked in behind the stormwater, but I have a vague recollection from a video that I filmed the day after the night before kind of thing, that some of those had got washed out from under the pipe work and are probably lying on the ground there. So don't really want a digger ripping into those either. So the plan is just to, because I haven't been able to get anybody to come and take it away anyway, but if I can just chip away at it a bit here and there and get those areas clear of stuff where there are cables and pipes and things, then when I am able to finally get somebody with a digger to come and take it away, that will be easier for the person driving the digger, and I'll feel a little more confident that we're not going to lose our fibre service or end up with broken stormwater pipes again. So that's the plan. I need to crack on with it. I could stand here but that's not going to help get the job done. So we'll see you in a while. Watching this time lapse, it gives the impression that this was an effortless task. I can assure you it wasn't. What I'm digging is mostly wet, sticky clay. This job took me back to when I was a child. We lived in Welsford, and there was a very thin layer of topsoil there, and then it was clay. It is rock hard and cracks in the summer and turns to a quagmire in the winter, especially in a stock paddock if the drainage is poor, which it often was. You had to be really careful walking across a stock paddock in winter, as you could lose your gumboot, as the clay would not release it. Your foot would rise, but the gumboot would not. You then wobbled on your other foot, and if you were lucky, stayed upright and managed to get your foot back in the gumboot. If not, the outcome was messy. I well remember one day when my older brother was given the task of helping to dig out our driveway. He is 10 years older than I and was probably in his late teens or early 20s. He was keen to show me how it's done, filled his shovel with a good lump of clay, and went to throw it into the wheelbarrow. Alas, the clay did not leave the shovel, and he ended up spread-eagled on all fours in the sticky clay. I don't recall, but I probably laughed. Both my mother and father were keen gardeners. Mum had quite a number of flower and shrub beds, and a wonderful section along the western side of the house where she grew beautiful yellow freesias, among other things. Dad was more into things he could eat. Vegetables, chooks for eggs and roasting, ducks also for eggs and roasting. Mum used to do a bit of catering on the side, apart from a full-time job. She often provided chocolate logs and pabs for weddings. The duck eggs were great for both of these. So I have cleared it up here around the pipe work and that. Just a bit tricky, particularly with the wall here for the digger to do that. And I've also cleared around this power pedestal. Diggers and power pedestals are best kept away from each other. And then from there down, what I've done is I have really just cleared a spade width down through here, and that is so that the digger can see, or the digger driver more specifically, can see where the stormwater is. And as I go down here, I'm expecting to find the fibre cable out from underneath the stormwater, probably down here somewhere probably, but I've had enough for today, so that's it. Catch you next time. Good morning. It's a new day. Well, it's not that new because it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but the sun got up a little while ago. Today is Wednesday. The plumber was loosely scheduled to come yesterday, but he didn't, and that was actually a fortuitous thing. So I'll go for a bit of a walk and show you why that was a fortuitous thing. So, mind the sun. Yesterday, once I confirmed that the plumber wasn't going to get to me yesterday, I decided I would do some more preparatory work. Trying to get the light better, but I'm right in the shade of the house, so it is what it is. Maybe if I do that, there we go, that's better, and we haven't got the light. And so in order to make things a little easier for the plumber, I decided I would remove both the fence that was hanging in mid-air over the slip and also the broken bit of the retaining wall. So both of which are now gone. So the fence I took out in one piece, and it's now sitting against the other fence down here, and the retaining wall is now up in pieces, just stuck up around here, in case we need some of those bits of wood to go under the digger at some point. Additionally, I decided that I would dig the trench for the water supply all the way across to where it's going to come basically up here and up through there is where the trench is going to go. So that's all now prepared. I also broke all of this concrete out, this chunk here, and put that on the trailer, and I took that concrete away plus the concrete from up the top and some other concrete, and I had a reasonable trailer load by then, so I took that away to be recycled. They crush it up and sell it as crushed concrete, and people use it sometimes for roads, but sometimes for a base course, you know, those kind of things. So that's gone. So now my trailer is empty and ready for the old deck foundations, which hopefully the plumber can pull out today with the digger. The other really good news about yesterday, so if you look down here, way you might be able to see down there, you can see a man in the sunshine down there with a digger. So I had multiple phone calls with various companies and different things yesterday, trying to find someone to come and take away all the slip material that is down the drive. And eventually I managed to get some agreement from the council that they would get the people who are currently clearing stuff from Down Joel Road to take all our stuff away. So that was a bit of a eureka moment, and so I think that's what they're doing down there now. So I'm going to go for a wander down there and just show them all the bits that need to go. We'll be back later in the day, hopefully, with plumbers and diggers and things like that. See you in a little while. It is interesting, the things that can get us excited. It definitely gave me a lift to actually see a digger working at the bottom of the drive, moving the slip debris. It was turning into a bit of an exercise in futility with phone calls that didn't go anywhere. But finally, we have some action. So I have had a quick chat to James and his offsider from Topline, who have come to remove all the debris, for which I am very grateful. And one truckload's gone already, and now they're on to their second one. So I'm not sure that the time lapse is going to be very clear, so I'll just wander down here a bit closer. So yep, they're busy down there, and they're going to clear all of that, as well as this up here and this stuff from the side as well. So all of this here, that big clump there, all of this rubbish here that got moved from the driveway up to there, and also this bit just here, because that's actually, you can see it's slipped down and it's pushed the wall out at the bottom. So I want all of that gone as well, and he seemed pretty happy to do all of that, so that's great news. So the other thing I've done is I have cut this prostrate manica here, because it's just going to be in the way, and its root system is up the top, right up there, which is kind of what's held that together. I have also removed the stormwater pipe up out of the way and what will be the new water line, and had a bit of a tidy up here, just so that it's going to be easy for them to access it and get it all away. Once all of that has happened and that's all gone, then I need to come down the driveway here and have a big clean up. So I need to trim all of this back all the way up and all the way down here, and also to get rid of all the dead bits and bits that have fallen over, and probably that tree that the sun's shining through. This here I need to take out because it's lying on its side. I'm going to try and stand up the cherry tree and see if it'll survive. Not overly hopeful, but we'll give it a go. As you can see, still plenty to do. Right, on to next things. The digger made easy work of removing the old dick pile concrete foundations. On the previous day I had started enlarging one hole and one leg on each of the blocks so that we could use a shackle to put the rope through. I then realised it would be much less work to just put a bolt through both legs and then put the shackle around that. It was much easier. This all worked out well, and all 5 of them were soon on the trailer. I also got him to remove the last tree fern stump, as it was a large one and right next to the post, and this made it difficult to dig around. He had it out in a jiffy, and watching the video I see that the post got a bit of a nudge as well. Ultimately those may be coming out, so I'm not too concerned about that. The boys then needed to go to town to purchase some bits, and while they did that, I took the concrete to the recyclers. The blocks of concrete were so heavy that it took all my efforts to wriggle them off the trailer. We all arrived back about the same time. Can you tell that this fence needs to be replaced? There we go. Coming down there. That's not so good. It got broken. I'll have to sort that. And then down here. Might have to take the audio out of that. Here's Zach down here on his hands and knees.
Yeah, well, sitting on the job.
Overseer keeping an eye on him. Yeah, I think the boys ran into a bit of trouble taking away that rubbish
Over there?
down here.
Yes.
They got out to the dump site and they said, no, we're not taking that, it's got vegetation and stuff in it. So they had to take it to their own dump.
Yes.
Which is why I think they've now, before lunch, they filled the trailer with what was basically plain soil kind of stuff and that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then they'll come back and fill
I
the
think
other.
he might have hit that stormwater pipe.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
a bit of a clip. Yeah,
Bit of a clip
yeah.
Whereabouts?
down where he is right now.
Oh no, there was a broken bit down there.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, buried in amongst the rubble.
Okay, so he must have been hit that or...
Yeah. No, there was a
I heard
bit.
it, yeah, echoed right up here and I was like, oh.
Oh, okay. I'll go and have a look. Here we are. It is afternoon. I'm going to say upper 3, something like that. The debris clearing men have all departed. I suspect because they didn't think they could get another load done and get back and whatever. But I hope they are coming back because there's still stuff here and still quite a bit up the drive. So, but what they've done looks good. I'll obviously need to do a bit of a tidy up, and they did manage to smash the stormwater pipe somewhere down here. So I'll need to sort that out as well. Or was it up here? Oh no, there it is there. So just there. But that's a small price to pay for having all of this done. Okie dokie, we'll venture on up here. I think the plumbers have just about got the water supplies done. They have finished the sewer as far as connecting it. Let's get some light here. As far as connecting it is concerned, good progress today. Bye. And we have come to close of play for the day. Let's go for a quick walk. There are the new sewer pipes. So basically it comes out of there all the way down here. These are the 2 old ones. We'll just cap those off, leave them in the ground. And come down here, there's the new blue line water main coming up to the house, and then all of this has also been filled in again, and we now have water back onto 73A, so that's all good. So one of my jobs tomorrow will be to move all of these pegs and the cross pieces so that they capture both the sewer, the stormwater and the two water lines all within the pegs, and that will just make all of that more stable. And so that's a job for tomorrow, but very pleased with progress today. Good to have that done. Hopefully the people who are clearing down the drive will come back tomorrow and finish that job off as well. Zach will be back tomorrow just for a tidy up and a few other bits and pieces, but good progress. Bye for today. The plumbers were all finished by about 10 AM on Thursday, so I then set about cleaning up the mess where I needed to. Basically, that meant water blasting the concrete in front of the front door and a bit of the drive, and then all the way down the path between the houses. It did mean there was a bit more water coming down into this exposed soil, but there wasn't any other really good option to get this cleaned up. It is actually quite difficult to give a sense of the steepness of this slope. I would say it's about 45 degrees, and so when yesterday, I think it was, the plumbers, yes, it was yesterday, came and finished off. I still obviously have some work to do as far as remediating the grass, which I will do once it has dried out a bit. And so, but it's been good progress. That job is now ticked off, and we can move on to the next thing, which, as you can see, I've already started here on removing this fence. So that will be continuation of that next week, weather permitting. And so I've got to go all the way up there, and I won't do too much with all of this soil and ground and stuff here, and because I'm planning to get a either a bobcat or a dingo or something or other with an auger on it to bore all the holes for the posts. I'm not going to do those by hand, and then we need to get concrete and things down here as well. So that's going to be a reasonably significant project that's going to take a little longer than a week, I would think, as in several weeks. Right, let's go down below and have a look down there as well. You can no doubt hear a motor of some sort going down there. I think it's a generator, or oh no, it's a water blaster. They're trying to clean out the pool that was obviously full of silt. So it has been a productive week, which is great. We need some of those. And so this is just to round out the video. You can see up here where I moved all the supports so that they now capture the sewer, stormwater and the two blue water supply lines, and also the fibre, the white one that you can see up there, the lower one, that one, that's the fibre. This other one here is the one that we disconnected at this end, I have left it there because it's actually quite handy for hanging on to when you're trying to scramble up this steep, slippery slope. Steep, slippery slope. There we go, got it out. Alright, thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed seeing some progress, and we'll catch you next time.